Favourite hobby? Well, I'm very much into metalwork. So I've got the television on. I just watched the final of the Big Bash Cricket League, and the Sydney Thunders won. And the girls' team won too, or the ladies' team. And I can't talk very long because two gentlemen following yesterday's broadcast, now who were they? I'm the dude guy, and Joshua, who's the young welder. I had problems with the audio, and they made some suggestions, and I made a note of those suggestions. But what I did first was to try an experiment, and I got onto Google Hangout and did a 20-minute broadcast just to test the audio, and the same thing was happening. After 15 or 16 minutes, the audio went very funny. So obviously, it's a problem with the microphone in my Logitech C920 camera. Otherwise, the picture is, it's great. The picture's great. But it looks like the microphones, for some reason, have decided to pack it in. So I'm going to go and buy a new camera tomorrow, and hopefully that will solve the problem. I will keep the old camera because I decided that I'm going to get a USB double extension, USB and maybe I can do some demonstrations, maybe something like a bit of plasma cutting, a bit of welding, talk about the basics perhaps. I don't know. Oh, it's raining here again, which is good. And it's cooled down. It's a very hot day today and quite humid. And the time here in Oz is 10:55 in the PM. I'll just put that television. No, I'll turn the television off. There, that's better. I've watched what I wanted to watch, and that's it. The little eye here has a 1 on it. That doesn't mean that someone is watching. I don't know. But as I said, I really ask your audience where they are from. But I haven't got an audience at the moment, so I can't do that. I would like to know how these little smiley faces and other little icons pop up and where they are. I'd also like to know where my inbox is because I got onto YouNow 101 and it mentioned the inbox, and when I clicked it, it said nothing where the inbox was. It doesn't make sense. It's the same as on YouTube. They say that your videos will process faster if you sort of compress them into some other sort of file. But when I clicked that, it just didn't tell me how to do it. And I asked an IT friend of mine if that can be done, and he said no. So I don't know. I'm in no man's land when it comes to things like that, so I'll just have to consider uploading and suffer the sometimes lengthy processing time. Well, it's not that lengthy really. It's probably only a few minutes, 6 minutes, 10 minutes, as much. Depends on the length of the video. Most of my videos are pretty short. So I have made the odd short film that's on for 8 minutes, and I have uploaded. It was episode 3 of my last trip away to the bush, and I think that ran for 14 minutes. But talk about your dream job. I'm 67 years of age. I don't have a dream job in mind anymore. No. And I've worked a lot of jobs while I've worked for over 40 years, and I worked many different jobs. I was a clerk when I first left school in 1963. That was at a quarry, in the quarry office. Didn't last long because I didn't like it that much, and I moved on to become an apprentice offset printer. And that lasted just short of my apprenticeship of 5 years because I got bored with it. So then I became a geologist assistant. And again, that didn't last too long because I had confrontations with management because I was promised single accommodation in the camp and I didn't get it. And that really ticked me off. After that, I became a surveyor's field hand. Here in Australia, back then in the late 60s, early 70s, it was called the Department of Main Roads, DMR. Now it's called the Roads and Maritime Service. So many changes over the years. Right, 5 minutes 54 into the broadcast. I've got about 10 minutes before the audio is going to play up. As I say, it says that someone is watching. I don't know who that someone is. Do a roll call and tell people to chat if they are watching. I wouldn't expect there to be anyone watching at this time of night. I mean, it's almost 11 o'clock here at night, and that would mean it would be about, what, it's 7 o'clock in the morning in the States, and be about 2 o'clock in the afternoon in England and Europe, I would suppose. I don't know. But I have been doing a lot of scrolling through to see who is, Croatian is watching. Hello, Croatian. I've been doing a lot of scrolling through to see what's on offer and people to watch. But you know, I feel like I really am the odd man out. Hi, yes, hi, Croatian. Thank you for that. Because most of the people I see are very, very young people. You know, young men, young women. And I feel like a shag or a rock in my way because, you know, I'm 67 years of age. Yet, surprisingly, my talks have been rating pretty well. There's one thing that made me someone. I'm retired, Croatian. I retired several years ago after more than 40 years working. And I didn't have any particular job. The last job I did have, I was a truck driver and workshop assistant for the Forestry Commission in New South Wales. What do you do for a living, Croatian? Oh. What does that O mean? Oh. Are you still going to school? Oh, you just graduated from law school. Congratulations. You shouldn't have any problems finding a job in this troubled world of ours. You live in Mexico. You still won't have any trouble finding a job if you're a qualified lawyer. You're welcome. You know, that's probably one of the fields where you will always be able to find employ. It's like a good welder. They're always in demand. Or a good chef. Yes, there are certain jobs that you can always be guaranteed of getting work wherever you go in the world. For people like me, but who had no special qualities, no qualifications, it would never be like that. But when I first left school in 1963, there were jobs aplenty. You could virtually start a new job every day of the week. That's how many jobs that were available. Not so today. Things are very hard for young people. I have sympathy and empathy for the young folk of today, and it's very hard for them to find work. And it's all too easy for them to go on to the dole here in Australia, or what we call Youth Start allowance. It's only a pitiful payment, and it's supposed to help them find work. But seems to me that many of them don't want to find work. They seem to be quite happy to live on the dole. Perhaps a group of them get together and they can rent a house. And particularly up here in my hometown of Coffs Harbour, you know, we're not very close to the Pacific Ocean. Well, we're on the coast of Pacific Ocean, or the South Tasman Sea, or the Tasman Sea as it's referred to. And they can rent a house, maybe 4, 5, 6 of them, and, you know, they can have the time of their lives if they're surfers. You know, So why would they want to work? It's a bit of a tragedy with the psychology of some young people these days. But I think they're the minority rather than the rule. 10 minutes, 15. It's only going to be a few minutes before this audio starts breaking down. Did you say you're from Wales? I'm from New South Wales, which is a state of Australia. We have six states and 2 territories. We have New South Wales, which is my home state, Queensland, Victoria, Adelaide, Western Australia, the Northern Territory, and Canberra, which is the capital of Australia, and it's not Sydney. A lot of folks think Sydney is the capital of Australia, but Canberra is the capital of Australia, and it's a separate state. But it's in New South Wales anyhow, but it's a separate state. Go figure. No need to apologise. It's interesting. I've got a friend over in the United States who lives in Virginia, and he thought Sydney was the capital of Australia, but Sydney is the capital of New South Wales. Melbourne is the capital of, Melbourne is the capital of Victoria. Did he really? Well, I hope he had a good time. Melbourne is the capital of Victoria. Adelaide is the capital of South Australia. Perth is the capital of Western Australia. Darwin is the capital of the Northern Territory. Brisbane is the capital. Hello, the Rick Martinez for watching. Thank you. Brisbane is the capital of Queensland. Hobart is the capital of Tasmania. There's a bit of a history lesson for you, my friends. Now, in about 4 minutes, I think you're going to find that my audio is going to play up, and if it does, would you be kind enough to let me know? The past 5 broadcasts I have done, after 15 or 16 minutes, this is after watching the replays of the broadcast, the audio's gone berserk. And I promised that I wouldn't do another broadcast until I sorted the problem out, but I know that it's now the microphones in the camera. Oh dear, Molly M is watching. Hello, Molly M. Well, I've got 3 people watching, so in about 2 or 3 minutes time, would one of you or all 3 of you please tell me if my audio goes funny? Oh dear, bit of a sore back. But that's what happens to you when you become older. Now, old age is not what it's cracked up to be. I don't know whoever said that. I'm not sure if most young people ever think about getting older. All right. Tip says, ask your audience what was the last movie they watched. What was the last movie you watched? It's my first night in YouNow, and you are the only well, thank you so much for that correction. That's very much appreciated. And you know what? I would have to agree with you without beating my own drum, because as I said earlier, I scrolled through some of what was going on, and man, it was so boring. Just so boring. Yet some of these broadcasters have got tens of thousands of fans, and to be quite honest with you, I don't know why. It was The Butler and No Escape. What do you mean by that? The Butler and No Escape. The Butler did it. The movies you recently... my apologies. It's the my normal thingy. The movies you recently saw. The Butler. Now, I remember that. I didn't see it. And I haven't seen No Escape either. The last movie I saw at the cinema was Man of Steel. Terrific movie. I'm a big Superman fan. And the last movie I watched on television was Space Cowboys with Clint Eastwood. It just happened to be on, and I just happened to watch it. Both are really good. Well, I'll see if I can buy the DVDs. Okay, we're in 15 minutes. Is my audio still okay? Molly Mac 1238 is watching. It's not. Thank you, Curation. Yeah, I didn't think it would. It always breaks down around the 15, 16 minute mark. It's gone real tinny, hasn't it? It sounds like I've got a mouthful of marbles. I'm talking into a tin can. Yes? Well, it's very annoying, and there's no point in continuing on if the audio is bad, because when I looked at the replays, watched the replays, it just started to drive me nuts. Okay. I'll have to call it quits. I don't want to, because I've only been doing this for the past 4 days. It was fun while it lasted, Croatian, it was. And I do thank you very much for watching. I congratulate you once again on your receiving your credentials as a lawyer, and I'm sure you will have a wonderful future, and no doubt you will be a terrific lawyer, and I hope you make a lot of money, and I hope you have a good life, and may life be good to you. It's the same to all those who have been watching. Thank you, and I will say good night, good morning, good evening, whatever it is in your time of work. You're welcome, Croatian. All the best to you, and all the best to everyone. Thank you very much. So long, and I will be back with a new camera maybe tomorrow night. Bye for now.